It's about finding purpose and value. I have an engineering background. I'm actually a civil engineer. It's been a long journey from doing many things, but then it reaches a point on what impact do you want to create. So when I moved into the renewable energy space, these are people who didn't have electricity. And finally, I could see kids now doing homework using solar power. I was like, this is the space I want to be in.
You're not just in Kenya. You're in, was it 4 countries now?
Actually, we are in 11 countries.
What?
Yes.
When did that happen? All right, well, welcome to Founders of Impact. This is a spin-off series from Miller Center's Line of Sight podcast. We dive deep into Miller Center's entrepreneurs. My name is Karen Rundy. I'm one of the directors here at Miller Center. I'm so excited today that we're talking to the one and the only Madrin Maina, Country Director of Sistema Bio Kenya, of Africa, excuse me, I'm so sorry. So this is Madrin and we're in, where are we right now?
We are in the Sistema Bio Nairobi office. First, welcome to Kenya, welcome to Nairobi, welcome to Sistema Bio.
Thank you.
Nairobi serves as our HQ for Africa operations.
So Sistema Bio, we've known your enterprise for a while, but for folks that have no idea what Sistema Bio is all about, how would you describe this business?
Sistema Bio is a social global enterprise. We work with smallholder farmers specifically to provide them with biodigester technology. They are able to manage the organic waste they have on their farms. Every farmer has organic waste of one sort or the other. And from this organic waste, they are able to produce biogas, which is a source of clean cooking energy. They use it for cooking, they use it for water heating needs. Some use it for productive uses to run machinery on their farms. And they are also able to generate organic biofertilizer, and they use it for their farming practices. They are able to reduce their reliance on synthetic fertilizer, grow their food more organically in a more healthy way, and engage in regenerative farming, which is not extractive. We actually say you do not extract from the earth, you keep feeding and growing your soil, and you can use your land for as long as you need to grow your food. So healthy families, healthy communities, generating your own clean cooking energy. It's really cool.
It's incredible. I mean, you just said you said so many things in that. Like it's a very simple model, and yet not, because having a biodigester, a Sistema biodigester, is really transformative on a farmer's life. Because you just called out like clean cooking, you're offsetting, climate emissions, you're doing regenerative farming. It's so many things, and also improving overall livelihoods, I would say, of like so many communities. It's pretty remarkable. What I think is also really remarkable about Sistema Bio is you're not just in Kenya. You're in, was it 4 countries now?
No, actually we are in 11 countries.
What?
Yes.
When did that happen?
We've not seen each other for a while.
Yeah, wait, okay. Well, obviously Mexico, obviously India, Kenya.
Uganda.
Oh, Uganda now. When did that happen?
Uganda happened in 2023.
Okay.
Malawi, we have a big carbon program there. Morocco, trust me, we launched Morocco January of this year. We've installed 100 biodigesters by now. We plan to close the year at 800.
Dang, okay.
We are active in Ethiopia.
Okay.
We are going to close the year around 600 units.
Congratulations.
We are active in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Ghana. So it's been pretty remarkable growth in the past 1 year. The markets, of course, are at different stages. Kenya is very mature. Some of the markets I've mentioned, like Ghana, Ethiopia, they are still a bit in the market development phase. But the interest is there, the market potential is there, the investors are there. So it's just market penetration is enriching as many farmers as possible.
That's very cool. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We've known your team for so long. So if we could backtrack, Sistema Bio was founded in, was it 2010?
Yes.
By Alex and Camilo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that they started in Mexico. And then what was the next country after Mexico? Okay.
Kenya in 2017, and then India, I believe, in 2018. There was just a very small gap between Kenya and India.
Yeah.
Then different markets, different demographics, different growth strategies.
Yeah.
Our businesses are structured very different in all the markets because it depends on the lay of the land, on the farmer profile, on how farmers are organized. That's very critical on how we reach them.
Yeah. And that's what I think is really amazing about Sistema Bio is you really take the time to understand the lay of the land and the farmer's needs to their specific context.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could, speak a bit more about what that looks like specifically here in Kenya versus like in Mexico, for example.
In Kenya, you'll find that we have more smallholder farmers compared to Mexico. And by smallholder farmers, I mean farmers with between 2 and 10 to 12 cows, and they are organized very differently. There's someone with 12 free-range cows, there's someone with 5 zoned in or closed in cows. So you'll find that our market is really focuses more on the smallholder farmers. That does not mean they are not important or they don't have their own needs. So that just means the biodigester technology we offer them is slightly smaller as compared to what you'll find in Mexico or in the larger LATAM, where farmers are more on a large scale basis. So you'll find a farm with 30, 40, even 200 cows or pigs and above. And of course that means their needs are similar needs but on a larger scale. So with those two different markets, we offer a different set of different set of technology for the solutions that they need. We still have large scale farmers in Kenya, but in terms of their spread and demographic, we'd say our farmers are 95% smallholder farmers and 5% on the large scale side.
Yeah.
The other difference that comes in the different regions, Africa, India, and LATAM, is also how farmers are organized. In India, you'll find they are organized in big cooperatives. And also the population matters. India is a subcontinent with over 1.4 billion people. So if you have even 100 million farmers organized in several cooperatives, that's a very different approach or demographic. If you compare it, for example, to Kenya, where you have let's even say 20 million farmers, that's a smaller number. So even how we do have a large cooperative movement here, but it's not as big as India. We've tapped into it. We have very good partners within the cooperative movement, especially through Cooperative Bank, which is the bank for farmers and bank for cooperatives. But you'll just find that how to implement the partnerships is very different.
So a little bit about partnerships. I was reading that, and I don't know if it's specific to Sistema Bio in Kenya, but the Safari.com partnership.
The
Safaricom partnership. What has that process been like, partnering with, because that's a pretty big deal, having a partnership with them. Has that been overall successful?
Well, we launched it just in the beginning of this month. But it's going to be really big. Safaricom has a database of over 30 million subscribers. Kenya really is an agricultural economy. So within those 30 million subscribers, you can imagine how many farmers we have within that network. It could, and some of them are already Sistema Bio clients. Some of them are potential clients of Sistema Bio. And we want to tap into the loyalty program that Safaricom has, and we can channel some of the loyalty points which is converted into money, and see how farmers can use some of that to invest in the biodigester technology. Yeah. You've been loyal to Safaricom, and now that loyalty will go towards improving your life as a farmer by getting a biodigester. Yeah, cool. And even bigger is working with corporates.
Yeah.
The corporates with whom we are aligned on their corporate social responsibility, the SDGs they want to tap into, those ones that are aligned with Sistema Bio, then we will be able to cooperate with them through that program as well.
I feel like that's just going to help you scale that much faster, which you already are.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about carbon credits and how that's integrated in Sistema Bio's business model. Just because, well, full transparency, Miller Center Capital, it's our fund here at Miller Center. We've used part of our fund to invest directly in Sistema Bio, specifically around your carbon credit model. So I don't know if you could talk just briefly about how you're integrating that, because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah. So through our biodigester technology and organic waste management, the long chain means farmers are able to reduce the carbon emissions into the atmosphere. They stop using firewood, which means cutting trees. They stop using charcoal or any other biomass, which again means cutting trees and polluting the environment, releasing CO2 into the atmosphere. Or if, for example, cow waste or pig waste is just left on the farm, it emits methane, which is even a more dangerous greenhouse gas than carbon. So we tap into that, and they are able to harness the methane and use it to cook for cooking, which is the biogas. Every farmer is creating such a significant impact towards climate change, but as individuals, we are not able to tap into the carbon credits market. Right. Every person cannot be able to tap into the carbon credits market and probably monetize it and have it add value to their lives. Yeah. So we've brought together all these farmers through our carbon program, and the benefit is we subsidize the biodigesters for them. So, and actually we subsidize by 50%. So
I didn't realize it was that high. Yeah.
Yes. So it's the power of many. It's the power of a group, because even as an individual, probably someone with a very small biodigester would not get the full value of what they get from being in a carbon program with Sistema Bio. Right. So we use the carbon credits we've tapped into the carbon market. We are able to subsidize the technology, and that drives affordability. Yeah. Sistema Bio grows by around 30% year on year.
Oh my gosh.
Which is not a normal growth curve. Most businesses grow at between 3 and 5%. Yeah. But it's because now we want to drive affordability, and more farmers can have these biodigesters transform their lives, and with those actions they take it from one farmer to the next. You impact how your neighbor is able to get a biodigester, and it's just the power of a group.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think you just said a lot there in terms of the impact on a small scale as well as a global level. Yeah. And that ties inherently into the mission of Sistema Bio. But what does that mission mean to you as a person? How do you think about the work that you do at Sistema Bio?
And as a farmer.
And as an engineer, like all these things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about finding purpose and value. I have an engineering background. I'm actually a civil engineer. It's been a long journey from doing many things, from being in the telecom sector to the energy sector to the real estate. Then I joined the renewable energy sector. All of them, amazing experiences, amazing projects, working with great people. Yeah. But then it reaches a point on what impact do you want to create, and what kind of people are you interacting with on a day-to-day? So when I moved into the renewable energy space, and especially in the solar space around in 2016, I really loved it because we were doing mini grids in Western Kenya. These are people who didn't have electricity they've never had electricity. And finally I could see kids now doing homework using solar power. Now people are charging phones. They had more access to information. People started small businesses within the villages like barber shops. I'd wake up every day, leave my house, and I'm in the various villages interacting with clients day in, day out. I really loved it, and I was like, this is the space I want to be in. And then after that, it transitioned to me working in Sistema Bio, and it's the same thing. All our employees say this: the best time they spend is field work. The field teams they feel the impact because they are connected every day to farmers. And I tell everyone, like, if you're stressed because you're just staring at your laptop the whole week, looking at Excel and Google Sheets, just take a day, go to the field. Just go work in the field and you'll feel so much better. You meet your farmers, you see the impact of. Sometimes you don't connect the work you're doing behind a screen to the impact being created in the field. And you get to interact with farmers, you hear from them, you see how your food is grown. And that's how I ventured into farming as well 3 years ago. I really believe farmers are the coolest people. Because you grow your food, like you really, what is on your plate, you grow it. I personally don't have a biodigester, but my neighbor does, a Sistema Bio one.
Nice.
So I use the biofertilizer on my farm. So it's something that connects. I have never doubted that the work I do, the work that Sistema Bio does, what my colleagues do, there has never been a doubt that what we do matter.
Yeah, oh my gosh, okay. So I think the fact that you've become a farmer now too, there's something so grounding about that. It's just coming back to like the essence of who everybody is. And it really just kind of keeps you, it keeps you connected to everybody in a way, because we're all connected and we all need food. We're all from the earth. And I think there's just something so poetic about that as well. No, truly, and magical.
My grandmother laughs at me. She's like, oh, I thought you would be a town girl.
Oh.
Now see, you're a farmer like me.
Yeah, you truly.
No, like she makes fun in a nice way. She finds it very cool that.
It's very cool.
Yeah, she's like, it's good that even after being a town girl, you still remember to be on the farm. Yeah, so it's very interesting. Yeah.
I think, I just have so many questions for you. Where do I begin? If you achieve literally everything that Sistema wants to achieve, like all of your whatever KPIs, all of your larger goals, what does the world look like if you do that?
It's scary when you watch documentaries or you read about water scarcity or water wars. I once read about privatization of water and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Because not everyone will be able to afford that. But actually when you look back into all the crises, whether it's lack of access to water, lack of access to food, it's all about the challenges that comes with climate change. There's a lot of distress and uncertainty in life about climate change, about are we eating actually healthy food? It could be veggies, but are they healthy or it's just veggies on your plate? Are we going to stop wearing masks because of pollution when you go to specific parts of the city or on the continent? Are we really going to live healthy lives? I see people loving it when over the weekend they visit a park, they are walking in a forest, they are walking in nature trails. But that should be the norm. Because when you move away from the city and you move to the villages, that's what people do every day. You don't have to drive 30 kilometers to enjoy clean, fresh air. And those are the things, I believe that's how life should be. You should not struggle or put too much effort to enjoy clean, fresh air. There should be trees around. There should be nice green grass. There should be nice fences, hedges everywhere growing. If we achieve our mission at Sistema Bio, that's how I envision life should be.
Yeah, here. I completely agree with you. That should be the norm, not the exception, is access to fresh air, green spaces. As a leader, and having this idea of what the world should look like, how do you apply that and just how you lead every day? Because how big is your team now?
We have 130 full-time employees.
So that's a big team.
That's a very big team, and we work with a lot of independent contractors or consultants.
Yes.
In total, we are over 300 in Africa.
Yeah. You've been with Sistema for a while.
Yeah.
And so I think at this season of your leadership journey, on your entrepreneurial journey, what does that look like for you right now? What are the big things that you're thinking about?
As you said, it's a big team. And with a big team comes, it's a lot of responsibility.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Deliberate action is needed. The biggest driver for me is, there's a saying, culture eats strategy for breakfast.
Yeah.
So your strategy can be so good. What you want, your business strategy is so good on paper. You have a beautiful presentation and everyone is like, oh, cool, this is so nice. These guys know what they want to do. But it's culture that drives that. And culture starts from the mission of the company, the values of the company, like what holds you together. When you're in a dilemma about a decision that you need to make, what do you tap into? You have to remember what are the company values, what is the mission of the company. And especially as a leader, it's not just about log into your profile and check our values.
Right.
No, you really actually have to lead by example. I know it's a common phrase of lead by example. Everyone says it, but you actually have to live by it.
Yeah.
How I manage my team, how you speak to people, how you make decisions. There has to be consistency, and people actually have to see that the way you're making these decisions, you're being led by the company mission and the values, how you interact with farmers. The core of the company is farmers. How do you listen to them, or do you go and tell them, no, I'm the one who knows? We listen to them and we hear what are their needs and what their challenges are and what their needs are.
Yeah.
How you interact with stakeholders in the same space, even if they are competitors, the cake is big enough for everyone. So that's how I look at how I look at my team and my leadership style.
Yeah.
And everyone has input.
As a leader, it's like you're really embodying those values and really listening to the customers that you're serving. And people notice that, and you treat everybody with the same respect and give the same attention, which I think is so core to being a great leader.
Thank you.
So my question is, what in this particular season of your leadership journey, if you had to give it a title, what would you call it? This season right now that you're in for yourself?
Oh wow! I know exactly what it would be. I'd call it adaptability.
Adaptability. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
I'd call it adaptability because things change, but the question is, will you wallow in it? Will you cry and tell your team, oh, we don't know what we are doing. I don't know what. It's acknowledging actually that there is a challenge, and also looking for solutions on how you're going to navigate the challenging space.
Yeah.
Because farmers will exist for as long as Earth exists, we are going to eat.
Always going to be farmers. Yeah.
We are always going to eat. So if we are going to eat, there will always be farmers.
Yeah.
So the question is, how will we fit into the ecosystem of farmers 50 years, 100 years from now?
Yeah.
So we are in the season of adaptability.
Yeah. I think given that, so I agree with you. I think we're all kind of trying to adapt to these contexts, especially now, given different policy situations that are going on that's kind of out of our control. But and this is something I think about too, but how do you lead on a day or on days that you just don't feel like being a leader? How do you deal with that? On the days you're just like, geez, there's just so much going on.
Yeah. So it's true, it happens, and it's a lie to think that myself or anyone, January to December, are always giving 100%. So in those days, because I don't lead a team alone, I have other leaders within the organization and we have other team members. I tap into my team.
Yeah.
When I feel like today is not the day, or today I feel like I'm sinking or I'm drowning. One of my qualities is I'm able to say that I don't know, or I feel like I'm sinking here. So I tap into my team members and I tell them about this issue and we bounce off ideas to each other. Sometimes I'll even reach out to Alex and I'm like, oof, I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah.
And we are able to bounce off ideas each other. And I think it's also good to admit when something is happening. Then you don't have to. The worst is to pretend there's no issue.
Right.
Everyone knows there's an issue, but you're pretending it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then everyone is confused. And then it becomes a bigger thing and a bigger thing that could have been discussed from the beginning.
Yeah. I think that's great. I mean, just allowing yourself to show that vulnerability, like you don't necessarily have all the answers, but leaning, as you said, on your colleagues and leaning on Alex. So Alex Eaton, he's one of the co-founders of Sistema Bio. I think is he based in Mexico?
He's based in Mexico. He does come out here a lot. The last time he was here was in April. Yeah, so it's always really good to meet in person. Yeah, and get to meet the team as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, everybody that I've met at Sistema Bio is so real and authentic, which I really appreciate. I mean, every time I talk to Alex, he's just like very low key, that guy. He looks like he's just come off the farm himself, which is like a compliment, by the way. I love you, Alex. But I think when it comes to leadership and like your leadership and the way Alex leads, like what would you say is the most underrated quality of an effective leader that we should talk about more?
I want to say emotion. I don't want to sound cliche.
You can be cliche.
Yeah, I think this cliche is a good one. I think emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Some people may take it as a weakness, but I think emotional intelligence trumps a lot of other qualities that people rank at the top of being a good leader. And I strongly believe there are no two versions of people. There are no two versions of the same person.
Yeah.
The things affecting the human affect the employee.
Yes.
So you cannot expect that the employee stops being human the moment they walk in through the gate. Or if they are working from home, the moment 8 a.m. hits, they stop being human and they become employees. Up to 5 a.m., then they shut the laptop and become human again. What affects the human affects the employee.
Exactly.
And what affects the employee affects the human. And it becomes this cycle where someone is unhappy at work, they are unhappy at home, they're unhappy at home, they're unhappy at work. And it's just a vicious cycle.
That's very true.
So to give people room and space to be able to tell you how they are at a specific point and what they can do, what they are struggling with, that provides an avenue for the employee to, because there will always be challenges even on the human side.
Yeah.
But if I feel that I will not be punished for these challenges, then you'll be able to navigate them and still give you 100%. Yeah.
No, that's great. I like that a lot. So let's see. I'm going to transition now a little bit more to the funding side of things, because I think that's an inevitable part of an entrepreneur's journey is they're constantly fundraising. What would you say in your fundraising journey? What's a question that you think every entrepreneur should ask a funder but just forgets to? Like if you were to talk to another entrepreneur who's like early on their fundraising journey, what would you say to them? Be like, be sure to ask X, Y, and Z in your next meeting with them. What would that be?
I'm not even sure it's about the money itself. I don't want to ask how quickly do you want to get your return on investment. What does the investor or the funder feel the impact of the investment should be?
Yes.
What should be the...
Yes.
That's what I find more useful, because then that will give me, it will make it very clear to me that we are aligned.
Yes.
And it will determine whether I'm going to go to a commercial bank and get, because a bank, so long as they get their investment back, and please, I'm not bashing banks, but mostly you pay back, everyone is happy.
Right.
I am more interested in what would the investor want to be the impact of their funding.
Yes.
Yes. There are those who will tell you, I'd really want this to go to improving the livelihoods of women-led households, or I want to impact the dairy sector in a specific way to see every dairy farmer has XYZ, or every household stops using charcoal, for me, or impact climate in a specific way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I think so. To really understand what that funder cares about, what their mission is. Yeah, and then how you can tie what you're doing into their passion.
Yeah, I want to know what the funder cares about.
Yeah.
And it's because fundraising is a very draining exercise, especially for someone who, you'll find someone who's starting out, and it almost reaches a point where one feels like any money that I can take, any money that comes my way. But if you don't interrogate and question more about the money, 2, 3, 5 years from now, you might find yourself in a situation that you'll regret taking the money.
Right. Yeah.
And there's always a match somewhere, no matter how difficult it is. You'll always, social enterprise will always find a funder that matches their mission and their needs.
What's one thing that you found in your fundraising journey that just turned out to be like totally wrong? You're laughing, so
it's true, but a funder will invest in a business mostly because of the founder. In the beginning, you would think your slides and PowerPoints are very good. Of course, they have to communicate the right message.
Yeah.
But it's not 100% the job, because otherwise then you can just email your deck to venture capitalists and they just read it and send you the money without doing the work.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really more about who you're speaking with, who is on the other end of that email.
Yes.
Who's on the other end of that Zoom meeting that you're having. So for me, when I learned that, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
It's not just about the decks, because you can't email them and wait for the money.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So earlier we were talking a little bit about business.
Yes.
And talking to investors. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. So what's like one business metric that actually doesn't really mean anything to you, or like doesn't matter? And like what's one impact metric that you wish more people cared about?
Oh wow, do I have an answer for that?
Or maybe that's something that you find that investors tend to ask a lot about, but it's not something you necessarily like consider crucial in running Sistema, but they seem to ask about it a lot.
A lot of investors, of course, money matters.
Yeah.
Revenue matters.
Yeah.
But a lot of investors overlook some of the non-measurables like impact. So you're trying to talk about, and every social enterprise is a social enterprise because of the impact you're creating.
Yeah.
But you'll find sometimes you're just in the room and it's the revenue, the numbers, the bottom line or the top line that they are looking at.
Right.
And that you'll find sometimes is what either makes it difficult for social enterprises to fundraise, or they grow at a very slow rate.
Yes.
And most of them actually eventually end up going out of business. They will shut down because they are creating, it's revenue and impact, but everyone is really just interested on the revenue and the ROI.
Yes. Yeah, I think we're seeing that a lot too, is like impact investing, you have to be patient. It's kind of, you're in it for the long game. It's not just the short turnaround. So I think that's very true. We see that all the time with our fund.
Yeah.
I'm curious, do you have a view on the world that maybe is unpopular? Or do you see the world in a way that you think others might not agree with you?
Earth has been set in a way that it can sustain us. But we over-extract.
Yes.
To the point where we are going to run out of some resources.
Yes.
But I'm a strong believer that the earth has been set up in a way that it can sustain us. If we care about each other, if we care about resources, and we actually care about more community setup and less individualism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my... I know it sounds like I want to go live in a commune in a forest.
And that's kind of cool, actually.
You see some cases, some people want to take it all, some organizations want to take it all, then that's how you have this super unhealthy competition, and everyone, we don't even stop to enjoy now because we want to take more for tomorrow. You're always worried about the next week, the next month, the next year. Yeah, we don't stop to enjoy the now.
The now. Be present, be fully present.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So it's interesting because we've had a long relationship with Sistema Bio. First with Alex and Camilo. I believe they first did a Miller Center program in 2014. And then we had the great privilege of working with you at our in-residence in 2023. But it was interesting because that same year we also awarded Sistema Bio our Impact Excellence Award. So every year we nominate a handful of Miller Center enterprises who've just scaled in terms of their impact and growth. And we honored Sistema Bio that year. So my question is, what was the biggest learning, if at all, from participating in our in-residence in 2023? What did you get out of that experience? And it could be nothing, that's fine too.
No, that would be a lie because it wasn't nothing. For me, what I really appreciated more, there are many things. There was working with incredible mentors. Like I met people that I would normally not meet on a day-to-day. The feedback they gave, the care that they actually have, and the time and effort they took into understanding a business from zero to everything in our operations. I also really loved the community it creates. The kind of people you get to know. Then you come back and you have this community you can always tap into. I really love how Miller Center reaches out. We have interns, or we have these guys who can do your data analysis. What needs does your business have? To me, I look at it as the Miller Center community.
Thank you for saying that. I think the community part is something that we're really trying to tap into more with Miller Center. We still run an accelerator, but we really want to focus our efforts on building this community and this network, specifically here in East Africa, starting in Nairobi. Just because there is such a cool community of you leaders having similar leadership challenges. So having that network to tap into, I think is one of the consistent things that our entrepreneurs tend to get out of our programs.
And the fact that like Alex was there in 2014 and in 2023 he was still there, and he was still so happy and super excited to interact and meet everyone again. Like it's really in the Jibu CEO.
Galen.
Yes, Galen. So it's really it's a cool community to be a part of.
I think, well, and also to speak to you as leaders, like especially you, like the Sistema Bios and the Jibus of the world, you're now at a level of scale in which you're kind of, it's become kind of full circle. And it's really cool to see folks like you sort of, in a way, paying it forward to other entrepreneurs that are coming on the scene and providing your learnings, which I think, says a lot about the community. So I love that you're a pretty hardcore off-roader.
And camper. Man, being out there in nature, in places you can't fly there. You can't get transport. So you really just go to places you would never access on a normal day with your friends or with your family, and you camp and cook your own meals and set up bonfire.
But I think there's something so refreshing about just going in places that aren't really necessarily easily accessible, and you're just kind of off the grid. So where do you go? Do you go around Kenya, or do you go in other countries? Where's the big off-roading scene here? Or is it just everywhere?
Kenya, the northern part of Kenya is very unexplored.
Yeah.
We have sand dunes that look like Dubai, like places no one goes to. We have a whole crew that we go off-roading with. There's this feeling when you're out there in nature and you realize life is so much bigger than what you do on a day-to-day, Monday to Friday, and you think is all super important, and sometimes you might think this is it.
Yeah.
Then you take such trips and you realize things are so much bigger out there. It's so beautiful. The next time you're here, we're going.
I would love that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. How has the network itself really shown up for you personally when it mattered most?
When I have specific needs, especially from the other entrepreneurs that I met, I'm able to just reach out to them. Like, literally, 2 weeks ago, I needed guidance on something. And I called, you remember Caroline?
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be in your... She's going to be in your program in October.
She is, yes.
And we spoke 3 weeks ago because there are some things I see that come naturally to her. She's able to do it so easily. And I was like, why do I feel stuck? So I just chatted her on WhatsApp, and I'm like, do you have a few minutes, like 10 minutes to talk? She's like, yeah, you give me a call at this time. And I was able to tap into that.
Nice.
And the same thing with Flo. There's a time she called me and she's like, could you come and visit us? There's something I want to ask you. I love it when I get perspective from someone who's not immersed in the day-to-day of Sistema Bio.
Yeah, right.
Because sometimes it's an echo chamber. So
it's true.
I want to hear from someone who knows me, knows the company, but doesn't know too much about it. And they can just give me their perspective as an entrepreneur and a leader. Yeah.
So you mentioned a few entrepreneurs. Who are sort of the top 2 or 3 entrepreneurs in the Miller Center network that you just really admire and look up to?
I'd say Caroline.
Caroline?
I like
Caroline.
Hi, Caroline. It's difficult to be a social entrepreneur in Kenya. And I've seen Caroline grow mile by mile, and then her enthusiasm. Sometimes I'm like, where do you get this energy from? Her networking skills. I think she's a super networker. Like Caroline really knows how to find herself in the right spaces at the right time. She's the one person she's a super mom. And the industry she's in, and she's able to being in the crafts business, it's not something most people would be able to connect and actually thrive and excel at.
Right. Yeah.
So it just shows you how she's able to think different. Yeah.
I think that's very true.
In 2023, in Q3 and Q4, no, actually I think it was in Q4, I almost experienced, when I left Miller Center, I went to India for 2 weeks.
That was for work.
Immediately after, I left, I flew from San Francisco to Mumbai, then to Goa, then to Pune, then to Ahmedabad.
Oh my gosh.
By the time I came to, I was almost crying at the airport in Nairobi.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm back home. That's when I made deliberate decisions about how I'll be scheduling my trips. It's impossible to think that things will always be smooth. Like you said, an entrepreneur's journey.
Yeah.
The goal is we all want to prevent burnout. So remember, you can get burnt out and you think you're giving everyone 100%, but you're literally giving everyone 5%.
Yes.
So you really have to constantly evaluate how you're spending your time, how will you delegate?
Yeah, honestly, that's a lesson I've been learning, if I'm fully honest, in the past year as myself, just traveling more and also doing side projects. But so I'm curious, how do you energetically put up those boundaries so that you aren't feeling like you're just giving 5%, but really you're showing up?
Because work has to be done, first it's a delegate. You must make sure you're delegating to someone who's capable of doing the task,
Yes.
who's aware, and who can deliver
Right.
100% because you're not the one doing it. Give people chances. People are just waiting for these chances and they can do it.
That's true. Yeah.
Second is to set boundaries. Sometimes when people say set boundaries, it's given a negative connotation. But I mean in terms of also explain. Be able to have hard stops.
Yes.
Don't find yourself every day working up to 9 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be family time, or it's a weekend, or you want to go swim or go for a dance class.
Yeah.
So set boundaries on your time and also explain to your colleagues so that it doesn't come off like you're not a team player, you're not participating.
Yeah.
And trust me, even with boundaries, sometimes you will have to extend.
Yeah.
But that should be the one in a few times moments, not every day you are at your laptop at 10 p.m.
Yes. Yeah, it's not okay. Yeah, and it's not sustainable either. It's very true.
And for driven people, these things are very...
so hard.
They are very easy to say.
Yeah.
And even for me, it's very easy to say them, but it doesn't mean it's also easy, especially if you're a driven person, you want results, and you have a team, you have clients, you have shareholders, you have partners out there expecting results from you.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, and you feel like, if I can just extend by 1 hour, I'll get this thing done.
Right.
And if you're not careful, that 1 hour becomes permanent in your calendar of things to do. So
true. Yeah.
So it's good to also remind yourself, live a little. What are the things you care about outside the laptop?
Yeah.
Find that out and do it. Yeah.
Do some off-roading.
Do some off-roading, or go take a walk in a nature trail, or join a running club or a dance class.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. I like that a lot. A couple more questions and then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
So this is something I ask everybody, but are there any particular books or podcasts that you love that you would recommend to folks out there?
It's by Wangari Maathai.
Yes. Unbowed?
Unbowed.
Yes.
Yes.
Classic, yes.
I usually, when I buy a book, I'm like, I'm going to take 2 weeks to read this book. I read it within 2 nights.
Did you? Yes.
And it's because I'm like, I'll read 20 pages and I'll sleep.
Yeah.
And those 2 nights, of course, I was sleeping late, and the next day it's like, I'm very exhausted, but I'm like, I didn't stop reading. I couldn't stop reading that book.
Yeah.
So I really love Unbowed. If you've not read it,
it's good. Yeah.
Check it out. I think by the end of this podcast, everyone knows how much I love nature and the environment. And really, she was an environmentalist, and she fought for it. There's a forest called Karura Forest in Nairobi. It's 10 minutes from my house. It's perfect for nature trails, for cycling, for group activities, for taking your kids there. And if it wasn't for her, now there would be apartment blocks.
Yeah.
And when I was reading it, I was trying to like picture how she was organizing it. And now that we are all in the internet age and the information age, I'm like, people were really organizing protests in the 70s through papers, and getting to do things without a hashtag like on the internet.
With no hashtags, yeah.
So you can imagine it was 50 times harder that time to get activism going.
Totally. Yeah.
So Unbowed, Wangari Maathai.
Yeah, I read that when I was in graduate school, because I did my thesis on actually forest management, and she basically started the Green Belt movement here in Kenya, and she's the first African woman to get the Nobel Peace Prize, which is like just a feat in itself. So is there anything else here that you wanted to share with our audience that we didn't necessarily talk about?
I feel I'm exactly where I want to be at Sistema Bio, doing the work. I have an amazing team. Oh my God. It's I have a driven team. Like, I really have a purpose-driven, smart, hardworking team.
Aww.
And I'm very proud of them.
Aww.
It's I don't wanna cry. Yeah, but I feel I'm where I want to be. In the future, I haven't figured out exactly what it will be, but I'll be dedicating more time to community work. Yeah, that's what I want to impact every day. Working with communities. Yeah.
That's very cool. And you're such a natural leader. I'm sure that those opportunities will just automatically present themselves to you.
Thank you.
So if folks want to get a hold of you or Sistema Bio or learn more about you, where can they reach you? What are those channels?
Our website, Sistema Bio, Sistema.bio. Our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our Twitter page, they all have the same name, Sistema.bio.
Thank you so much for this conversation. I
Thank
really
you,
enjoyed
Karen.
it. Always great to see you.
Always good to see you too.